Are you looking for a new whiskey adventure? Then climb in and buckle up. Get ready for one hell of a ride on the Whiskey Trip podcast with your host, Big Chief. Join in as he and his guests explore whiskey and dive into whiskey stories from around the world. Now here's your host, Big Chief.
Folks, you know, here on the Whiskey Trip, we celebrate more than just the pour in our glass. We celebrate heritage, tradition, and the stories that make this country what it is. That's why I'm proud to tell you about our friends at the Heritage Flag Company. These aren't just flags, they're handcrafted works of art built from whiskey and bourbon barrels that once held the spirit we all love. Every cut, every nail, every burn mark tells a story of patience and craftsmanship. Just like the whiskey we sip, these flags are bold, timeless, and full of character. Whether you hang one in your home bar, your man cave, or gift it to a veteran or first responder, a heritage flag isn't just decor. It's a statement. It says you believe in freedom, tradition, and the legacy we pass down. So saddle up, whiskey family, and head over to theheritageflag.com. Use code WhiskeyTrip10 at checkout for 10% off your order. Let them know Big Chief sent you. Because just like your favorite pour, the Heritage Flag Company is made to be shared, honored, and remembered. Now let's get on to the show.
Hey, it's old Big Chief from the Whiskey Trip, and yeah, you taking another ride with me, baby. And I'm here in Georgia, and I'm visiting Little Feather. We'll have him on next week, and we'll be naming our whiskey of the year. But I figured while I was in Georgia, I'm going to take advantage of visited some distilleries here in Georgia, and I got Miss Amy Brown with me, and we're at Doc Brown Farm and Distillery.
That's us.
Down here in Sonoy, Georgia.
Yes.
Named for a Native American princess, and how much better can you get? You know, I was just down in Texas on the War Trail down there, and now I'm visiting the county that's named after a Native American princess. Kind of fitting for old Big Chief.
Absolutely.
But they got whiskey here too, and I'm pretty excited about this. You got all kinds of stuff, and you can see, folks, that it's cold outside. You might need a little coffee. You might need to put some bourbon cream in something.
That's right.
Or as I like to say, you can pour it over ice cream. You know, just don't tell Miss Viv that I'm doing that. But you got it out here, but we got whiskey in our glass right here. And Amy, what's this first, before we really get into the discussion, what's this first whiskey?
So this first one we're so excited about. So we have two releases that we do every year. One is Uncle Bogue and one is Effie Jewel, named after people in my heritage. This is Effie, Texas. So I wanted to start with this, since you've driven all the way from Texas to be on our farm. We took 8 barrels and we shipped them out to our good friends out at Texas Tales in Galveston, Texas. And as you know, you've been there, they sit in between the bay and the ocean, and our barrels sat right there and absorbed that humidity, that salt air, that the weather. And I flew out 3 times, and within 6 months we knew we had done what we wanted to do. So we shipped them home so we wouldn't lose to, the evaporation. So this is barrel strength. It's going to be, we're not releasing it at barrel strength. We're going to release it at 101, but this is directly from the barrel. This is probably in the 121, 122. And this is literally straight from Galveston, Texas, aged out there.
Wow. What's the mash bill on this right here?
This is our 4 grain. So this is our Jimmy Red corn, which is the only corn we use in our bourbons that we grow. And I'll show you that later on. It's our Abruzzi rye, which we also grow here on the farm. It's a winter white wheat, which a local farmer grows that for us. We do not grow our wheat. And then a little bit of malted barley from a malt house up in North Carolina, where we get our malted barley.
Man, I don't know that I've ever had a whiskey I probably have, but with white wheat. Most people use that red turkey wheat or red winter wheat, or, and I'm excited about this. I'm a wheated nut.
Are you? Okay.
Maybe because when I was a little kid, we'd eat old cream of wheat and stuff like that. But
and Wheaties.
Wheaties and
eat your Wheaties.
All kinds of wheat cereal, but I love wheated whiskey, wheated bourbon, and I'm pretty excited about this, especially because you took and aged it down on the Gulf, and there's a whole special thing about the salt air there and the humidity in Galveston that does some magic to a barrel. And I don't think people really realize how hot it is down there. I mean, we live in Orange, Texas. Galveston's about 90 miles to the west of us. I actually work right on the coast, about the same line as Galveston. And that salt air, that humidity just does something different to whiskey down there. I don't think people realize. And how fast you could age whiskey down there.
Well, agree with everything you just said. I flew in, like I said, 3 times, and I some days I couldn't feel like I was breathing. Just the thickness of the humidity and the salt. Had some great seafood down there, and would go in and just kind of sit with the barrels and make sure they were aging the way we wanted to. And let me tell you, when you compare this one to our other Effie barrels just sitting in our house here up in Atlanta, our warehouse, you can definitely taste what has happened out in Texas. It is fabulous, in my opinion. Now, it's like having I have 2 boys and 6 grandbabies. I think all my children and grandchildren are fabulous. But this Effie Texas edition, it's one and done. We only got 8 barrels that we shipped out there. We will do something like that again. Love the guys out there in Texas. But when we release this in February, it's going to go because this is all we got.
Well, I say cheers to you.
Cheers to you. Let's see what you got.
Oh, that's beautiful right there. I like that 4 grain. Very sweet across my mid palate.
That's that wheat.
Got that peppery spice going on a little bit, right?
Which is that rye.
Yeah. But a beautiful whiskey, very sticky. Man, I almost hate to see that proof down. I get it. You gotta hit everybody's palate. Not everybody can drink whiskey, like myself. Not everybody's gonna like it hot. You gotta teach them how to drink it, and you got to drink it for a long time to really appreciate it. I think we were drinking a bottle of 129 proof last night. And as it opened up and we sat there with a big pour, that whiskey got sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. But this right here is just...
Is this not phenomenal?
Oh, I could sip on this all day. It's got some chocolatey notes in there.
That's part of the Jimmy Red. And you talked about the stickiness to it. When you look at the legs on that, when you roll it around, Jimmy Red corn is high in oil. So when you tear apart a kernel of Jimmy Red corn, you've got high protein, you've got high sugar, and you've got high oil. So that creaminess that you're feeling with our bourbons, not just Effie, but all of these, is that oil. And that's why we love that cantankerous, hard to grow corn, is because of what you're feeling in your mouth right now.
And this is my jam right here. I'm gonna have to take some of this home with me.
I know. I know.
Take some George. Like, I need more whiskey, but it's always good to have different whiskeys from across the world, from across the United States.
Of course.
To me, and I always harp on people going into the liquor store and buying the same thing over and over and over. That's like eating the same burger over and over and over and over. There are people that love McDonald's every day.
Oh my God.
McDonald's doesn't sponsor me. If you do want to sponsor me, McDonald's, I'll take your money. But I would rather, and I'm not a hamburger guy either. I'm sure I'm gonna surprise people saying that, but I would rather have a hamburger from different places to try the variety of life, right?
Listen, a bison burger, a hamburger, an elk burger, you got to bring different palates into your life. We love trying all kinds of foods. And the same with whiskeys. If you visited we're in our lower level where we host people, but if you visited our upstairs, you'll see our bourbon area, and we collect from all over because I enjoy what people put in. I know what goes into this. Mm-hmm. I know it from the seed out in the field all the way to us bottling this in February. I know every step of it. And I love to experience that with other brands because I know what has gone into it. But this one, we created Effie. We want to bring women into the whiskey world. It's important that we don't see it just as just, that's just the men's club. And listen, that's nothing against that. We appreciate what all you guys do, but I want women to really enjoy Effie. So that 4-grain is just that milder for an entry point for women to learn to sip it neat on a cube, in a mixer, modifier, whatever. But we named it Effie because of that. We want women to enjoy this.
Now, I'm probably going to surprise you by saying this.
Okay.
But it's my opinion
Okay.
that women would enjoy a higher proof whiskey up in that 110 to 120 range because of that sweetness if they're not whiskey drinkers.
Right.
You just got to get past that first sip of that burn, right?
Yeah.
And then let it open up a little bit, and that stickiness, that sweetness, I think will set right with them.
I think it will.
And I think the 80 proof to 90 proof is what puts people off because it has that tannic, that bitterness, and especially when you put ice in it. That a lot of bartenders don't know that. If I've told so many bartenders this is, if you put that bad ice in there, it's gonna make your whiskey taste bad. And,
Totally agree. If you're not making your own ice out of distilled or purified water and really know that part of it, you're taking county water or
that has fluoride in it,
has all
chlorine,
that.
yeah,
Has all that. So I'm like you. I love her at barrel proof. Now, it took me a minute to get to barrel proof because it's that first initial burn. And I remember years back when we first started, I took one of the first sips and I looked at Daniel and Paige and I'm like, tell me again why we're doing this. It's that first burn that you're like, oh my God, I can't breathe for a minute.
It takes the lipstick off.
It takes minutes. It takes a little bit. But this, I agree with you. I mean, at barrel proof, she's phenomenal.
Oh, I really love that whiskey right there. And if he was releasing this right now, I would put this up against my 2025 releases of the year, my whiskey of the year.
Wow.
And people say, Big Chief, what whiskey do you love? What's your whiskey you go to? Well, when you're drinking 12 to 1,500 expressions a year,
I see how you do it.
You get to experience a lot. And I love whiskeys that I come across like this that are super magical and hit my palate right. That's what the podcast is all about, is finding something special out there. So
Thank you.
We're here at your farm. Tell listeners
Sure.
about what's Doc Brown Farm and Distillery. How did it start? How'd you get rolling?
Oh my. So it was a happenstance thing. So we bought this farm. We sold a beautiful pecan farm, and you will see pecan woven throughout our lineup. Paige Dockweiler, the Doc of Doc Brown, inherited some beautiful land down in Cordele, Georgia, the watermelon capital of the world, Crisp County, huge agricultural. And we had a venue down there for events and weddings called the Fritz Farm, beautiful pecan farm. Sold it to move here to be close to the kids and the grandkids, because when you start having those grandbabies, you're like, I'm going to those ball games. I'm going to those dance recitals. And so we moved here, and we're in a CUVA program, which is a conservation use program of land for farmers. And we knew we wanted to grow some grains. I grew up on a farm in Beaufort, Georgia. Paige Dockweiler grew up on her dad was a huge crop farmer. I'm talking thousands of acres of crop farms. And so we knew we wanted to farm, but we wanted to farm differently and use non-genetically modified grains and try to stop the use of harsh chemicals. And so we chose the Jimmy Red corn. And when we planted it, my son Daniel, he's like, why don't we grow this corn? I said, well, great. What are we going to do with it? And he's like, let's distill it and let's make just our family a few barrels. That's truly our first barrel sitting right over there. And we'll give it away for wedding presents, retirement presents, graduation, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? That's a cool idea. I said, I like that. That uses our land for what it needs to be used for. We're growing clean grains, and we all three love whiskey. And I'm like, what a great idea, Dan. When we took this corn to be distilled, our distiller, who you've had on, Matt, at the Distillery of Modern Art, was like, holy moly. I've always wanted to distill this corn. He's like, y'all, this is, as you just said, this is magical. And he's like, why don't we turn it into a business? And I'm like, oh, I had just like settled into semi-retirement, from my banking career. And I'm like, okay, all right, I think we can. So we sat down as a family. Being in business with your family is not easy. It is not easy. And I highly tell people, do not do it. There's financial decisions that have to be made. There's hard decisions that have to be made. There's work from sun up to sundown on a farm that has to be done. Mm-hmm. And Daniel's a pilot, so he's gone a week, home a week, gone a week, home a week. And when he's gone that week, there's a lot of work around here. And so we did it. That was in 2019, and here we are headed into 2026. And we have... we've grown to now where we have barrels coming of age, Effie, Uncle Bogue, our Southern Ember. We added growing the crop of Abruzzi rye, which is this beautiful rye right here. And but we will not grow our wheat. We have farmers locally that do that for us because the rye and the corn take up most of the land that we grow. So it truly found us, and I think sometimes that's the best way for it to happen is when it just happens and it's just kind of unfolded. And the way it's unfolded, we're happy with it. We're really happy with it.
It looks to me like Atlanta, like city folks are moving this way though.
Oh,
and
my
they're
God.
creeping up on you.
Oh my God.
They're coming closer and they're coming closer and they're coming closer and developments are coming close to you. Yeah. And you're showing me 1,200 acres next door to you that they're going to develop. Yeah. What happens when that developer, then people that move in there, like, oh, we don't want a farmer living next to us, and they file complaints. And our farmers need as much help as they can get. They need to show that they need to be needed and stuff. And I hope, and I said we won't talk about politics, but I hope more states take on Texas's role is where Texas said a farmer is a farmer, and if you build a house next to them, that's your problem. You're gonna get some dust on your car from a tractor.
You're gonna get the dust, and you're gonna get us going. Like I told you, we sit on 20, we farm 100 across the way, and we have to move equipment. It is what it is. We have to move the big Harrows that you saw coming in, the big combine. And we stall traffic for like 3 minutes, and you would think that we've like just really disrupted someone's whole life. And so, what we know about this area, the city, our city leaders of Sonoy, Georgia, they love that we're here, and they are huge proponents. And Georgia, our number one industry in Georgia. Now, keep in mind, we have Coca-Cola here. We have the Delta Hub here. We have Fortune 500 companies here. The number one industry in Georgia is farming, and we're proud of that. And so we have like Texas does, we have the support of our politicians. Even though we're not talking about politics, we do have the support of them. And that's what we tell people. You moved in beside us. It's kind of like going in the ocean and you're like, oh, somebody got bit by a shark. Well, guess what? You went into their waters. You went into their home.
That's why I don't go into the ocean. I'll drive a boat around in it, but I'm getting in there.
I don't either. So, but it's the same concept. You've entered our world, and yeah, when that combine's running, I'm going to tell you, all of our faces, all you see are teeth and eyes. We are dirty, we're dusty, especially the rye. When you harvest rye, oh my God, the dust. And we wear masks because if you don't, you ingest it and you could get sick. So, but yeah, it is growing. But hopefully what it does, now that we've opened the farm up for farm tours, we really want to teach people. Like, here's where your food comes from. I'm wearing cotton today. That took a cotton farmer. Mm-hmm. I dried off this morning with a cotton towel. That took a farmer. The tea that I had, the coffee that I had this morning, it took a coffee farmer somewhere in Colombia or Hawaii or wherever it comes from. And so we really want to showcase that no matter what you farm, we're needed. Mm-hmm. We're needed for your food, your steaks. We're needed for your potatoes and your salad. We're needed for your fabulous whiskey.
Even to build your farm, really, a timber company is farming,
farmers.
Right?
Yeah.
Farming pine trees.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to just grow one pine tree and stuff. I got to say, what a beautiful whiskey. Going back to that.
Thank you.
it's been sitting on my palate. It's got this long, beautiful finish. And I know people are like, a 4-year-old whiskey's going to have a long finish. Well, we're quite far south from Kentucky, where that's the standard aging mechanism for American whiskey, which I can't say enough times. Do not judge your whiskey on the age of Kentucky whiskey.
You can't.
And especially you send it down to the Gulf Coast, where humidity plays such a big role in that barrel, in the maturation process. And I think you could go in at 105 proof down there into the barrel, and you can come out 125, 130. What do you guys go into the barrel at?
We go in typically right at the 110 to 115 mark.
That's standard.
That's pretty
industry
standard.
Yeah.
And then this came, like I told you, this came in probably in the 121, 122 because of the humidity and the air in Texas, that salt. And if you let it sit there just for a minute, you do get the saltiness. And I don't want people to think, oh, salty bourbon. It's not. You get the taste of Texas.
I like to say salted caramel.
Yeah.
You get that salted caramel.
You get it.
Oh, boy. Put a little rock salt on some caramel.
Yeah.
You're living in heaven.
You're living in heaven. And I taste that. The first time I tasted it, in comparison to Effie, same age, same barrel rack that those came off that year, you can totally taste Texas. And I say this all the time about all of our releases. I'm going to have a hard time selling all of them because I want to keep them and I enjoy them. So it's like, oh gosh, people have that demand for it. And I'm like, oh, I want to save back a good bit because we know that this one and done. I mean, this
eight barrels. And when is this coming out?
February 8th.
February 8th. Well, maybe old Big Chief will get a bottle.
Oh, Big Chief's going to get more than a bottle.
Well, let's go to this second one right here. What is in the second glass?
This is our Southern Ember. So this is also a 4-year bourbon that we took dried pecan wood, charred it on our open fire out there, the fire pit you saw, and we charred some pecan staves. And again, paying homage to the pecan farm that we owned for several years down in Cordele, Georgia. And we let those pecan staves and chipped pecan wood sit in the barrel, and it just infiltrate this beautiful 4-year bourbon.
I'm glad you say it right. I was worried you were going to say pecan.
Pecan.
Is that, do people in Georgia, some people in Georgia say that?
Well, you got to get below Macon, Georgia. So
and that's what they said?
Anything Macon north is pecan. I grew up at pecan pie for Thanksgiving. Paige Dockweiler will say pecan when she's home visiting her mama, but will say pecan up here in Atlanta.
Well, I mean, I know a little bit about pecans.
Yeah.
I'm from right around the hill country, Texas, and there's a little town there called San Saba, Texas.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the pecan capital of the world. They say that's where the mother tree of all pecans are. And then Native Americans took those nuts, those pecan nuts, and they distributed them all over the United States. The pecan is native to only America. It's not a European thing. And there's so many things that people were like, oh, European chocolate or tomato sauce. All these things, potatoes, or the corn that we drink from our whiskey, right?
Right.
All these things that are from America. Tomato, the tomato was from Mexico.
Yes.
Chocolate is not from Europe.
Right.
So why can't we do it better? I say us Americans are making better whiskey than anybody else on the face of the earth right now. Especially with the them coming about with the American single malt. I call that the Scotch killer.
Oh, yeah.
Folks. I know that's going to hurt some people's feelings.
I know. I love it, though. Listen, Matt up at DOMA is making a killer. And we would love to do that one day. And that might be on our scope. Of course, we're gonna focus on what we do best, which is do some killer farming and killer grains.
Well, you got to do that first.
Got to do that first.
So
let's cheers.
Cheers.
Southern Ember.
And what's this proof on this one?
This one is 93.
93, really. Mm-hmm. Very light on the palate.
Very light.
Still stickiness, a sweetness to it. Mm-hmm. And I know we went from very high proof to down to this 93, but And I'm sure some people are still like 93 proof. Oh my goodness. Well, that's whiskey for you. That's
whiskey.
American whiskey right there. But what a beautiful whiskey. And I can taste that pecan in it. Almost a pecan brittle. I just had some
like
of that
that.
not too long ago. We drove through San Saba, and I had to stop in San Saba at a pecan house where they purchase pecans from people. And when we were little kids, we grew up on this place called Bennett Creek, and we had a pecan orchard, little bitty native pecans.
Yeah. Oh, the tiny ones. Yeah.
Not super tiny, but they're tiny. Those pecans they make some amazing all kinds of stuff. My mother used to make this stuff called Mississippi mud cake, though, and she put pecans in there.
I love Mississippi mud cake. If you don't like Mississippi mud cake, you are not from America. I'm sorry. You are just, that is like the epitome of a dessert. And so,
You want to talk about sweet? It'll knock you on the floor if you're not careful.
but how good would that Mississippi mud cake, piece of that with one of these bourbons, just like,
Oh yeah,
You know.
I'll pour a little bit of this in that mix, and
mix
I guess
it
the
up.
brownie mix they make. I don't know the whole recipe. I just know that we use nuts in there, pecans, and fluff.
yes,
And
got to use
brownie
fluff.
mix, and I don't know what all she put in it, but it was magical.
Yeah.
Those desserts that bring back the memories from whiskey. That's what whiskey's supposed to be all about, is bringing back those memories,
Yes,
right?
and sharing it with good people like you.
This
And-
is a beautiful whiskey, and I really just can't believe that you guys are making this here out of that Jimmy Red corn.
Isn't that crazy?
And then what people say when, hey, besides Matt saying, hey, I want to use this corn right here, because it's not a bloody butcher corn. It's
not.
two different varieties.
Two different
right?
varieties. They look the same. Two different varieties. Jimmy Red. What sets Jimmy Red different from Bloody Butcher's? The oil.
The oil and some of it and the viscous. I gotta say, this would be a beautiful spring or summer sipper right here. It's got this cooling mint to me that I really like and enjoy. I think on a hot spring day, hot summer day, you had this in the house. It's 68 degrees in your house. It's cooled.
Yes.
You could sip on this in the afternoon and beat your palate up.
It's light, and you can taste, like you said, that little bit of that pecan charred wood. We did not want it to be smoky. We did not want it to be overbearing. So when we were out charring the wood, we would have a little spray bottle of water because we needed it to char, but I didn't want it to get ashy. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't want ash in it. I wanted it to have that beautiful pecan char.
I believe, I do a lot of barbecue, and I'm from Texas. It's in my soul.
Yeah.
So when I smoke stuff, I love to use pecan woods because it's a lighter, more delicate smoke than like hickory
It is.
or oak, or a lot of people think everybody in Texas uses mesquite, and that's a misconception. In hill country where there's pecan bottoms, we smoke briskets with pecan wood, and that pecan is just this lighter smoke.
It is.
Nobody wants to burp up smoke for days and days
No.
and days. And I think that put that little bit of smokiness in there, that pecan smokiness, but just that right amount. Not, you'll drink a scotch that's been smoked with peat, and that's powerful.
It is powerful. Yeah.
This is a different type of smoke, and I really love it.
Yeah, it's not that offensive smoky. It's that beautiful char. And again, going back to South Georgia when we lived on the beautiful pecan farm down there, pecan wood makes such a beautiful smoking wood for a green egg or anything, like you said, for the barbecue. But man, it's when you go to, like, if you got an axe out and you tried to split it, it's hard as a rock. We would have limbs drop, and we would have to pick them up with the grapple on the tractor. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to get out there with axe the way my daddy taught me. That thing bounced back and almost hit me in the head because it's a hard wood. It's a hard wood.
Yeah.
But it smokes light, which is weird. But we knew that would be the flavor profile that we wanted. So this is Georgia pecan wood.
I don't know that it is a hardwood, but it's more instead of being so hard, it's almost like it's rubbery or something.
That's what I'm saying. It
you know?
bounced.
Yeah.
Man, that axe bounced back, and I'm like, well, I'm not doing that.
Some people would call it punky, but punky wood is when you hit it, the axe just sticks in there and it'll never come out. It just kind of grabs it.
Yeah.
What a beautiful whiskey
Thank you. Isn't that
guys
cool?
are making. I love it. And we got one more expression. I'm going to pour it here while I'm talking to you. Now, you guys, when I drove up, I noticed you had all these beehives out there. I was
do.
like, man, they got a whole bunch of bees. But here you got this day swigger honey.
Yeah.
And this is from your bees?
It's the bees.
These bees out there.
And our bourbon. So here go. I'll do the same thing. So in 2019, now corn is wind pollinated. So I don't want anybody texting or emailing or sending messages that bees don't pollinate corn. I get it. I know the science behind corn. It's wind pollinated. However, when corn tassels, the first thing that shoots out are the flowers. And what do bees need? They need flowers.
Sure.
So we brought the bees in 2019. We have a beekeeper. We are not beekeepers. We are bee farmers. We provide a safe environment for them to live in. But we have a full-time beekeeper. And Alex will get out when our corn is tasseling, and he will walk the corn rows. And he sees the bees on the flowers. And I'm like, I knew they would do that. Our corncob ears got longer, bigger in circumference, and our yield went up. Same amount of 26,800 seeds per acre that we plant, but all of a sudden our yields went up. And I know what that's from. It's from our bees, because they increased our yield by pollinating the corn. And there's a huge push right now. Maker's Mark has an apiary. The big guys in Kentucky, and we love all of them. And we respect all of them, what they've done. But we had conversation with a guy at Maker's Mark, and he's like, people don't realize the importance of bees in whiskey. And I said, it's so refreshing to hear that, because we see it every day. I watched in front of my eyes unfold. The bees make a big difference. Again, without bees, we don't have a lot of food, right? Every blueberry you put in your mouth, without a bee touching that blueberry bloom, that berry it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Bees are so important.
Whiskey is got really 3-star players that people only think about, and they can't tear themselves away from that. You got the oak of the barrel, you got the corn for bourbon, right? And then you got the distiller, and there's a lot of other people and mechanisms that go into whiskey that people just don't think about.
They don't think about.
That even a truck driver that drives that corn from the farm to the distiller, the guy that makes the mill.
The mill. I was getting ready to say that.
There's people that you'll never think about. One of my favorite places at Maker's Mark is they have a big giant label maker there, and ladies in there making their labels right on site, the printing shop. And a lot of people, those women do a lot. They make all the labels by hand there. They roll them down on these big presses, and I think people just forget there's a lot of other stars to whiskey, and you guys are showcasing one of those stars as bees.
Yeah.
Now, this is your day sipper.
We called it day swigger.
Swigger.
Day swigger. We know that people have a daily. We get that. And we want to be one of those dailies that they pull. This is the beginning. I love it neat. I just love it neat. But it's good as a modifier. It makes a fabulous old-fashioned. What do you put in an old-fashioned? You put a sugar cube. You don't have to. It's got honey already in it.
Yeah.
The old-fashioned doctors in the 1800s, child got a cough. What'd they give them? Whiskey, honey, lemon juice, and mint.
Local honey at that.
Local honey. You saw the hives.
Yeah.
This honey, when our beekeeper extracts it, it comes right in here to the farm. He brings us in buckets, and then we take it immediately up there to make our honey whiskey. The bottle is cloudy, and I tell people this all the time. We had a big media event here back in October, and I told all the media that came in, you want to see cloud in a honey whiskey. You want to see that. That means there's real honey in there. And there's a lot of good players on the market right now that are doing the same thing that we're doing. The difference is ours is literally like right here on the farm. So we take it in buckets, we pour it in the barrels, we let it age, and then we filter it out, and that's what you're about to taste.
Well, this is the last sip for this half.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I like that. That'll get you in trouble.
That'll get you in big trouble.
Now I'm a big tea drinker. I love tea in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
I come home, it's cold outside. I get a big giant glass of my mug. It's big for me. I put 3 tea bags in there. I got a kettle on the stove. Listen to that sucker whistle and pour my hot water in there, let it steep for a little bit, and then I always put honey in there. This might be good for that evening when I'm tired. I got a headache. Get a little bit of this, and this is
your bones hurt a little bit.
This is that 1870 Tylenol or Motrin, right?
That's
all it is.
That's all it is. I mean, that's what back then you got the traveling doctors on the horse and buggy. They would go to people's houses. They always had whiskey with them. They always had honey.
The American hot toddy.
The American hot toddy, and I'm telling you, it's that one is that one will get you in trouble because it's so smooth. It's really just. And that's made with a 4-year bourbon, too. We didn't undercut the bourbon. We didn't use a not cheaper, what's the right word? Less aged. And a lot of people are like, why are you modifying already beautiful whiskey? Well, we got beautiful bees, and I like to highlight them.
I'd have to keep this away from my wife. I'd get home, have a headache. She'd try to drink some of this and try to take my clothes off.
There you go. Have that.
She'd be trying to get some hot toddies.
Hot toddies. Now, speaking of hot toddies, and I know you said that was the last one, but I tell you got to taste this one. Let me tell you. Same concept. Honey, whiskey, and then we grow 11 varieties of peppers, non-genetically modified, beautiful heritage peppers. We grow some here on the farm. Daniel grows them over at his little farm. This is called hot honey. And what we wanted to do with this is try to showcase that you can have a different modifier for a different drink and not have to constantly be using something that's maybe cinnamon based. So this, I'm going to pour that one in there. That's going to be a good little drink right over there when we're finished. This is made with 11 peppers, our honey, 4-year bourbon.
No all American peppers, or are they like?
Well, one's the Texas
habaneros?
bird.
The Texas bird, the
Yeah.
blue bonnet.
The little bitty tiny Texas bird peppers that, let me tell you, the Scoville unit on those things are off the chain. There's habanero in here. There's red tie. There's Scotch bonnets. There's jalapenos, orange and green jalapenos. There's some sweet peppers in there because I didn't want it to be like, holy hell, I can't feel my mouth right now. It's not that. We balanced the sweet peppers with the hot peppers and a few mild ones in there. And that's what you got. I want you to try that.
I like that. That's that added kick spice right there. I like you call it a day swigger. Man, if you have a sweatshirt or t-shirt,
I do.
Day swigger.
Well,
that's a Big Chief moniker right there.
I know. Isn't that cool? Now, you talked about barbecue. That makes a great base to a barbecue sauce. It's already got your peppers, it's got your honey, and it's got your whiskey. Just mix in the rest of the stuff that you want to make for like a brisket rub or some ribs. That makes a fabulous base.
I tell you what, I know people over here on the East Coast, and I would consider this still East Coast, but up in South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, they think they know how to make pulled pork. But I'll tell you what, old Big Chief will put a whooping on you with his pulled pork, because I inject mine with a cup of barbecue sauce and a cup of whiskey mixed together. Whoo, man, you talk about magical.
Well, you're going to leave today with a lot of these products. I want you to do a pork butt with that injected.
That'd be pretty nice because it gives you that little bit of kick of spice right there.
Yeah. Isn't that good?
Yeah, I like it. I'm glad that you're thinking outside the box, because we are in a turmoil of whiskey right now.
Yeah,
some people are in trouble.
They are.
And people that aren't thinking outside the box, or they're just kicking that same rock down the road, kicking that same can down the road. they're going to stay in trouble.
They are.
If they don't think outside of the box. Like doing tastings in stores, I think that's a bygone thing, in my opinion. I know a lot of marketing teams will say, no, we need to still do that. But if you can only sell one bottle of whiskey in that whole time, because most people that go into a liquor store, they're buying vodka. Or
100%.
Right.
We see it. When we do our in-store tastings, we do see what they leave the door with. And we're like, wow, okay. So, yeah, but I agree. And that's why we're trying to think outside of the box. But we're also trying to utilize this beautiful land. We call it the golden land we all share. Even though you're in Texas and we're in Georgia, we're neighbors. We share this golden land.
It's a 12-hour neighbor drive.
I know it, but worth it. But we're all living on the same earth. And, you know, we're just trying to make it work for us, and we work in tandem with it. We don't work against it. And that's what and we just said, you know what, let's do a hot honey. Now, I sip this neat. This is truly my day swigger. I think it ended up being like, because I'm the one that concocted it in my brain, and I'm like, I love this. And so for me, I love spicy Mexican food, and I'm like, this is what I see. Now, we do have restaurants that are using this in a spicy margarita, and it is killer bourbon margarita.
I could see this sipping this with a churro at a Mexican restaurant.
Can't you though?
Yeah, that's what my brain goes to.
Yeah.
Well, we're up against the first half.
Okay,
Amy.
let's do it.
Listeners, just keep listening. Amy has promised a giveaway. This will be my last giveaway of the year from a distillery.
Yes.
We do have one big giant giveaway that I'm doing next week with a little feather. There is some amazing stuff in there. I'm going to show some sneak photos of what's going to be in that package. You don't want to miss this. And if you've been a past winner, you get a bonus entry into that. So to me, you don't want to miss this. I'll hint there's a decanter in there with a Whiskey Trip logo on there from my friends over at Distillery Products. You don't want to miss this giveaway. Amy, what a great conversation.
Thank you.
On the second half, we'll get into some of your other stuff, some of your bourbon creams, which I'm pretty excited about.
Yes.
I'm a big coffee drinker too.
Yeah.
So what else do you expect from a sailor in the morning to have a big cup of coffee? But I got a little older, got the gray in my beard, and I got to have some creamer in there.
You got to have it.
So listeners, you stick with us. We'll be right back. Leapers Fork Distillery is an artisan distillery working to bring back the history and heritage of a small batch whiskey production to Williamson County. The distillery crafts premium spirits using local ingredients and limestone filtered water to create superior spirits with a signature taste. Yeah, you know I love their wheated bourbon. Leapers Fork Distillery is characterized primarily as a low volume, low impact concept of production. They are excited and honored about bringing back a lost art and industry to a county that always puts its history and heritage at the forefront. Visit them today at leapersforkdistillery.com. The Whiskey Trip is proudly sponsored by Guardian Coins, a veteran, family-owned and operated company that understand what it truly means to honor service, story, and tradition. Guardian Coins just doesn't make the challenge coins. They craft symbols of pride, legacy, and camaraderie. From military units and first responders to distilleries, brands, and special events, every coin is designed with purpose and built to last. Here at the Whiskey Trip, our official Whiskey Trip Challenge coin was brought to life by Guardian Coins, and it represents exactly what this ride is all about. Craftsmanship, community, and sharing a great pour with amazing people. From custom artwork to flawless finishes, Guardian Coins works with you one-on-one to turn your vision into something tangible, something you can hold, collect, and pass down. So if you're looking to create a coin that tells your story, whether it's from your unit, your brand, or your next big milestone, trust the folks who know how much that story matters. Visit Guardian Coins on Facebook and tell them Big Chief from the Whiskey Trip sent you. Now pour something good and let's get back to the ride. All right, listeners, we're back for the second half, and I got these two ladies. Yeah, we got a second guest here.
Yay.
She showed up. She had to work today.
Yep.
And before we get started, I'll sip on a little bit. And I know today was your mom's birthday, you said.
Yes.
And she's been passed away for a year now.
A year.
And I say let's raise a toast to your mama.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Cheers.
She was an amazing mom.
Now, tasting that, now people are like, Chief, you're not drinking whiskey. Well, we are, but this is bourbon cream. And a lot of people used to only see like buffalo cream or you'd see Irish cream. But now I would say a lot of distilleries out there are figuring out, hey, we can stretch our whiskey a little bit. We can make some cream, and you can get those people that are just on the edge of whiskey, right? They're, do I want whiskey? Do I not want whiskey? Do I want to drink whiskey? What do I want to do here?
Right.
And a lot of people can't figure that out, but you guys have figured it out, looks like.
Thank you.
This might be the biggest lineup of bourbon creams I have seen. You've got a whole plethora here. And what's in this first glass right here?
So that one is our butter pecan. And again, back to our first episode when we talk about pecan wood finishes. Butter pecan is the iconic ice cream, right? Who doesn't love butter pecan ice cream? So we worked closely with a chemist who we went and visited and said, we want our bourbon cream to taste like butter pecan ice cream with bourbon added to it. And he nailed it, 100% nailed it. And the bourbon, the butter pecan was voted in Garden and Gun magazine 2023. I always get that wrong. Best of the South.
Garden and Gun.
Garden
That's that
and
magazine people read. That's what Southern women read. First,
That's
they're
right.
going to learn how to make you a pecan pie, and they're going to learn how to shoot you if you don't like it. One way or another, you're going to eat that damn pecan
You're
pie.
going to eat that pie. Are you going to shoot that gun?
Now, I forgot to introduce. We got Miss Paige Dockweiler. Did I say that right?
You did. Good job.
German name. And I got to say thank you. You're a nurse. You know, everybody, I don't know if a lot of listeners know that or viewers know this, but I'm married to a nurse, and my mom was a nurse, and my sister was a nurse. So to all the nurses out there, thank you for what you do. And for all those people that don't know what nurses do, don't watch Grey's Anatomy, because there's only one little lady on there that's a nurse, and it makes it looks like the doctors are doing everything, but the real heroes of a hospital are the nurses. So thank you, Paige.
Thank you so much.
A lot of people probably don't say that enough, right?
They do not.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You guys should be on Dirty Jobs, because some of the stories my wife has told me before, I'm like, that is disgusting.
It is. I've got some good ones too.
Oh, she
Really
has.
good.
She has some stories.
Yes, for sure.
I bet you Vivian over there can rival you. She's worked at every dirty hospital in America.
I bet she can rival.
Oh, this is actually really beautiful bourbon cream. Now, what are the proofs on your bourbon creams?
So all of the proofs are 39 proof. That's where we decided we wanted to place all of the proof levels in the creams, and it works out really well. That way you feel like you get a little bit more bang for your buck.
A lot of times bourbon creams, whether they're Irish or whatever, they land in the high 20s, low 30s in proof level. 39 is you can't go past 40 and be in a cream. That's your
Really?
Uh-huh.
Is that legally?
That's legally.
I didn't realize that.
So you won't see a bourbon cream or any type of cream.
So what do you
product
call it
over
after
40.
that? A liqueur?
I guess it would be called a liqueur. Yeah, but so we pushed the envelope. It's actually settled at 39 and a half. We told Matt, let's take it to 39 and a half. We want people to be able to get a bang for their buck in our bourbon
And
cream.
taste the bourbon.
And taste
in
the
cream.
bourbon.
I was hoping I don't see an eggnog, and I was like, man, it is Christmas time.
I know.
I mean, we are literally a couple days from Christmas here.
Yep.
Reminds me, Mitch, remind me, I got to go to Walmart and buy my wife a Christmas card.
Look at her over there like, oh, no. Listen, we're going to help you out. We're going to send you home with some stuff, and you can wrap it up and say, look what I bought you.
She'd be like, just what we need,
Just
more
like
liquor.
we need more liquor. I know it. Hey, I got you some hot honey. Don't you worry. I got you a jar just for you.
Now, viewers, Vivian, Miss Viv, she's sitting over there with
Yep.
her mama. I don't know what her mama's doing. She's over there doing what mother-in-laws do. And then I got Little Feather sitting back there,
That's
too,
right.
texting me about questions about watermelons and sweet beets and moonshine.
Moonshine, you name it.
Yep.
So, Paige, what do you think about this? Was you a whiskey drinker before?
Yes, I've always liked whiskey. My daddy drank whiskey, so I was exposed to it my whole life.
He might not have been one to drink top shelf items, but I was definitely exposed to it.
You know that's a
But-
country song, right? Daddy drank whiskey.
Yeah.
I'm serious. There's a little band called Running on Credit, and they have a song
have-
that Daddy drank whiskey.
You need
Well,
to
he
hear
did.
that.
He did. And oftentimes I would see him taking a big old swig of whiskey and chasing it with water out of the water hose.
Really?
I remember that as a child. Yes.
Well, that's
And-
that's probably a good memory.
It is. I have a lot of wonderful memories. I had a really good daddy. Really good daddy.
Isn't
He's
that-
in heaven, but
It,
yes.
That's what whiskey's about, and we were talking about that earlier. Is bringing back those memories of, your dad drinking whiskey or stuff. I mean, I have memories of my stepdad driving 90 miles to Pretty, Texas, to load up on Coors Banquet beer and some whiskey, and then chunking those beer bottles out, and then only making halfway back. And I'm like 9 or 10 years old, and be like, "Boy, you're gonna have to drive this." I was like, I don't even think I can reach the clutch yet.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh, yeah. I
still a
have,
good memory.
oh,
Tell him.
I have memories. So my dad would overserve himself often. We were farmers, and so we worked really long, hard days. My daddy took me everywhere. I was the little boy he never had. We have 2 girls, so I have one sibling, sister. So he would take me to the fields, and we would be driving home at night, and he would put me in his lap. I was little bitty, 4, 5, 6.
Really, I
and
can't imagine that, Paige.
a little bit, yes. In his lap, and he would control the gas and the brake, and he would be in my ear, and I can hear it like he's still here. And he'd say, "Keep it between the ditches, get us home," because we'd always travel the back roads, the dirt roads,
Yeah.
because we were farming. And I did that so young, and it's such great memories. But he had overserved himself after a long, hard day.
It's
And
lick-
it's hard. Farming is hard. We know that. And even now, we talk about it. We'll be out working, and I'll say, no wonder farmers drink sometimes, or or my
It's a hard
daddy
life.
drank. It's a hard life. You're
Liquid
exhausted.
motored. Liquid
Yeah.
motored. is
Liquid
what it is.
motored.
Exactly. Advil, you name it.
That's-
It kind of takes the edge off of all of that. It's hard work.
I know
Backbreaking work.
sometimes I walk up the stairs at work, and some young kid, Coasty, will be like, "You walk funny," and I'm like, "It's time for me to get some liquid motoring." Why do you think I walk funny? It's all these years of pain and suffering, and growing up on a ranch and
Exactly.
doing things that we're probably not built to do as a human being.
Yep.
That's what farmers do. They break their backs and
Yeah.
with little pay.
Oh, yes.
And-
Totally.
And I know there's people out there that are watching that they can't get that grasp that concept. I was watching a news channel the other day, and they were like, the prices are not going down, or they're going to go down. And I'm like, they need to go up for the farmers, what it needs to go up
That's
for.
right.
I think corn price per bushel hasn't changed since the 70s.
It has
That's
not.
right. It has not.
But diesel prices has gone up.
Farm equipment has
Well,
gone
that's
up.
what I was. A combine.
Mm-hmm.
You could buy a combine for less than $100,000 back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Probably talking about mill and a half
Yeah.
Oh,
today.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Even a tractor, more than my first house for a little bitty tractor.
It is.
You think about what the American farmer is going through, and
It's tough.
we talked about on the first half
We
of your neighbors over here are going to put houses there. How are they going to feel about your tractor plowing up a field and getting dirt on their Mercedes Benz, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be somebody in there
That'll complain.
that'll complain and be like, I don't want their dirt on my car or on my house or anything like that. Well,
Right.
what happens to the American farmer if we're not getting great products? Because you got dairy farmers now. You brought another
Now
farmer
we
into
brought
the
That's
in
right.
equation.
another farmer.
We did.
We
Right?
did. We did.
So where do you get your dairy product from to stabilize in here in your bourbon cream?
So there's one up in New York, Creamy Creations, and they stabilize the cream. They have a dairy up there. So these are dairy cattlemen, farmers, however you want to say it. They stabilize it. They ship it to us in totes. And then from that, we go to the distillery, and we have our flavor profiles, which is the butter pecan, coffee, salted caramel, peppermint mocha. And slowly, it's a process. Making bourbon cream is a process, because if you're not careful, the whiskey can curdle the cream. So it's not like, oh, let's just hop in there and whip it up right quick and get it going. It is a process that you have to go through to make sure that it's stable, number one, for the shelf, Number 2, that it does not curdle and it does not create a separation. Like you see our bottles, none of them have separated. So they're all very, that's a process when you work cream and whiskey together. Doesn't sound like it goes well together, but as you can see, it kind of does.
Yes.
Well, listen, I've drank a little bit of whiskey cream in my life. When we go to Mexico for breakfast, that's usually what I'm drinking for some coffee and some Irish cream in there to get my day started.
Yeah.
I always say I like to go to Mexico and relax my palate, right? When you drink as much whiskey as I probably do a year, you want to try to relax your palate a little bit. And I get a break from whiskey for a week. And but for breakfast in the morning, and some coffee, and you're off, and you don't have to think about work. This is the way to start your day.
That's
right
the
here.
way to start your day.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was this the original plan when you guys came out and said, you know what, we're going to try this? And because, like I said, there still isn't a whole lot, but they are more coming online as we speak.
Yeah.
One of the distilleries I can think of that I haven't had them on in a while, but Blacklands out of Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah.
They have some liqueurs, a Texpresso whiskey, and then they have a Texas brown sugar pecan.
Oh, I bet
whiskey.
that's good.
Whew,
I bet
man.
that's good.
It's dangerous. But they also have an eggnog, and I think they have a bourbon cream. But you guys, I'm just amazed at how many expressions of this that you have. How did you come about with each one?
Well, first of all, it wasn't our initial plan to do this. I mean, we started growing the grains, distilling our product, putting them up on the shelf, and we really saw it as a revenue stream, to be honest. So we just started thinking about the potential flavors that we would like to have, and we wanted to be different. We really wanted to set ourselves apart. We do get questions about creating an eggnog, but there's eggnog out there, and they're quite tasty. So we just decided we would pay homage to the state of Georgia. We really tried to think in regard to that. Wouldn't you agree? Especially in regard to the pecan, the butter pecan. It's such a pivotal part of the agricultural space for
Now,
Georgia.
what about a peaches and cream?
We are
never
working on.
know.
I never
Just
know.
might.
I was going to say we haven't talked about it, but in our R&D lab right now sits some crazy good peach whiskey that we're working on, and it'll be in our 2026 lineup at some point. Not sure when, but it's
A peach puree.
a peach puree with our whiskey, and we're making sure we can filter it properly so that the bottle doesn't flock. And you get a lot of flocking because people are scared of flocking. It
They don't know
doesn't
what
scare
it
us.
is.
They don't know what it is. Like with our honey, the honey settles in the bottom or the hot honey, and people are like, "Oh my God, what's happening here?" And I'm like, "Oh no, that's just the honey. It's real honey, and it's
and
settling."
the peppers.
Now
Yeah.
you guys brought up watermelons. I'm gonna have to verify this that you guys have the watermelon capital world because people are proud of being the capital, like the white-tailed deer capital of the world is Llano, Texas. And not a whole lot of people will be like, "Oh, I think you're wrong about that." But watermelons.
Yep, Cordele, Georgia.
Cordele.
Watermelon.
I thought it
capital
was
of
Hope,
the world.
Arkansas. Maybe they just have the world's largest watermelon. I don't know. But what about a watermelon type of whiskey? Because I bet you get old Lainey Wilson. She has a watermelon song.
Watermelon moonshine.
Watermelon
Well,
moonshine.
when y'all drove in, you saw our barn going up that hopefully will be completed once we work with the city to get zoned in and everything. And I think where those flavor profiles are going to come in will be at our specialty kind of bar area, to where we do bring some fresh watermelons from Cordele, Georgia. And bring it up, maybe do some watermelon simple syrups and have like a watermelon whiskey mash or something like that. As far as making a whiskey out of it,
Yeah, you couldn't legally make a whiskey out of it because it wouldn't be a whiskey, but making some watermelon flavored one.
like a flavored
A
to do
finished
that.
one.
Yeah.
Man,
So
that
those might
Might be
be.
an idea.
You're telling me you'd turn away Lainey Wilson?
No, I would never turn away Lainey Wilson.
We'd
never,
love to meet her.
never. We'd love to meet you, Lainey Wilson.
Would love for her to try our products.
But I think that'll be a curated bar program.
I don't think Lainey Wilson watches my show, but you might get
she-
somebody like
well,
Merle.
Duck might.
Duck might.
Okay, we'd like Duck to
Duck,
taste
we
our
like you
products
too, Duck. Come
Love
on.
him. I follow him too.
We
I'm always
do.
watching him shoot those ducks. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
I do have some weird people, not weird people, but I got people that sometimes I'm shocked that watch my show.
Okay.
Like a CEO for Carnival Cruise Lines sent me a message one day. I was like, "Oh, I watch your show," and I was like, "What?
How
Carnival
cool is
Cruise
that?
Lines? Well, how about getting me on one of those cruises? Let's do a whiskey.
Let's do a whiskey Doc
tasting.
Brown whiskey show on a Carnival cruise.
Yeah.
That would work.
Now that would work.
That would
That would fly. So
You could make a whole bunch of Doc Brown mudslides with your guys' bourbon cream. I
Yeah.
tell you what. The other thing that I was thinking about with your bourbon cream, and we talking about the peach, is have you ever had? I was talking about mudslides. Have you ever poured that into one of those margarita machines and made like a slushy?
Oh yeah, we've done that. We've made ice cream,
Yes.
whipped cream.
You two are dangerous. I
We are dangerous.
get you in trouble.
Listen,
Whipped cream turned out really good.
if you take heavy whipping cream, this is for all of you out there who are going to order this and have it on your table. Take heavy whipping cream and do equal parts, any of our flavors. Put it in a stand mixer and let it go. It makes the most incredible whipped cream you've ever had. Put it on a pound cake. Put it on a piece of pecan pie.
Yep.
Put it on ice cream, apple pie. Let me tell you, it makes them crazy good.
Could you put it in a pink salad?
Oh yeah, that congealed pink salad. That
No,
everybody
it's not
eats.
congealed. That's not how we roll.
Is it
Oh,
like a
really?
fluff?
It's like a
It's
fluffy.
a fluff.
It's
yeah.
it's the most amazing thing. Me and my brother, we might fight people over that when it's made.
Over the pink salad.
Yeah, this should be for nobody else, really.
Well, make you a whipped cream out of these, and then fold it into the fluff.
That would work.
That would work.
I think you'd need a mixer for that.
I don't know. Put it on the tractor PTO and let that thing just go to town.
He's got one of those. He's got one of
See,
those.
you gotta work with what you got, right? You
Be
gotta work with
creative.
it.
Wow.
Let's try that coffee one. Now the coffee one is we're going to rename it to espresso because it's 2 beans that we have roasted, and then from that roast, the lab up in North Carolina makes the coffee extract that goes into the extracts that we use.
I like that. That's really good.
Isn't that
Thank you.
good?
That's that could even be more dangerous right there. That's super. I was waiting for Paige to be like, "Listen, down in Macon, Georgia is the coffee Georgia bean capital of the world." Mike, did you not know that they made coffee beans down there? I was waiting for her to tell me that. I was waiting for
I might pull out another one. Give me a minute.
I'm waiting for her to knock on my Texas Longhorns or something.
No.
She's a Georgia Bulldog fan or something.
Yes.
Are
I
you?
am.
You're not a Georgia Tech fan?
No.
No.
Paige marched in the Redcoat Band.
For a short amount of time.
She's a
I
trumpet.
had to,
She's
I had
a
to work.
trumpet.
You can play the trumpet?
I can.
Really?
Yes.
She played
Yes,
in
I
the
do.
Georgia
Could
band.
you play the bugle too?
Yeah, of course.
What's the difference between a trumpet and a bugle?
Well, there's a big difference. A bugle doesn't have keys on it. It's more like a bugle.
So what soldiers play is a
bugle.
bugle.
And they're controlling all
Could
of
you
that
play
with their-
reveille? Do you know what reveille is?
It sounds I probably could.
Man,
Yes.
I tell you what, I hear reveille, it almost brings a tear to my eye.
Yeah.
You're driving around on a military base and reveille goes off, you better pull your vehicle up
Yeah.
over
And stop.
get out. You got to get out.
I'm sure.
You got to. Hey,
Just respect.
they make you salute and stuff.
Yeah.
You get a ticket on some bases. I know those Marines are pretty serious about it. They get angry at you if you don't get out of
Hey,
your car.
I think it's awesome. I think you should respect it. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Uh,
I
She
love
can
music.
play.
We
Glory.
love music.
We
too.
do. Glory, glory, oh glory, which is the Georgia. That's
Yeah, I can play French horn as well.
Can you play the Eyes of Texas?
Well, no. Well, I haven't tried. I'm sure I can, but I haven't played it because I'm not from Texas. So. But I will practice it.
You're supposed to say, yes, I will play the Eyes of Texas if all you Texans will go out there and buy my whiskey.
I will play it. I'll learn it. I'll memorize it if you'll go out and buy my products.
I mean, I love all your guys' products. And the other thing I love about you, too, is I walk in here and both of you have cowboy boots on. And
Yes.
when I put my shoe, because I'm going to let a little secret out here. I am a shoe whore.
Uh-oh.
If there's a pair of cowboy boots, I got to have them. And I have a size 13 foot. So it's hard to find.
Hard to find.
Very hard to find. But I walk in here and both of you got nice cowboy boots on. I was like, man, these ladies, man, I'm going to get along with them just perfect
Absolutely.
and stuff. And we're down here in your beautiful speakeasy.
Thank you. Thank you.
At your house. And I'm like, man, this is a nice place for a episode and for a whiskey tasting and stuff. You got this door that I've been watching over there, looking at it. I'm like, man, that's a beautiful door. I'm enamored by that kind of stuff.
Thank
you.
I'm probably like a squirrel, right? Just looking around everywhere and stuff.
I wish that door led to somewhere, but it's the hot water heater.
But it's pretty though.
But it's pretty.
It makes you want to walk through it.
That's a nice looking door. It reminds me of an old cabin or something. Like I see it on an old movie called Jeremiah Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
You know that movie, right?
I do.
Yeah. Old Robert Redford.
Listen, Blue Eyes, he could do no wrong. Those blue eyes, Robert Redford. But listen, our thing is when you called me the other day and you said, hey, I'm in Georgia visiting family and I want to come down, it could have been Christmas Eve or Christmas Day and we would have made it happen because you were so nice and respectful saying, I know it's the week of Christmas. And I'm like, we're here and we love to have people here. We're country people. Georgia and Texas have so many similarities, and we're just hardworking country farmers. And listen, we make a great end product, but at the end of the day, our thing is we want people to just love the earth and love the ground and the hardworking farming families that grow the watermelons and the pecans and the tomatoes and all of the ranchers out in Texas that make our beautiful briskets and things. We got to respect these people. They're hard workers. Those are long, hard days out here on the farm. And not that it matters, and we're not looking for a pat on the shoulder for that, but we're one of many in America that's working really hard right now.
I think there are people that appreciate that. They're looking for something that actually somebody put their hard work effort in it. It's just not coming out of a giant factory. And I like to point that out a lot for these giant distilleries out there. And I'm not going to cost them no money and put on shame on them. Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, those Dickel, Heaven Hill, Brown Foreman, any of those distilleries, they're a factory. That's what they really are. Buffalo Trace. If they tell you any different, that is what they are. They're just a giant chemical plant. But you guys are craftsmen. And I know some people got a question about, are you guys a distillery? You are a non-DSP, but you're contract distilling where you don't have your own kitchen yet, right?
Not yet.
In your house. You're still cooking off that hot plate.
Still cooking off the hot plate,
but
making these things up.
You got to borrow somebody's kitchen. And for new listeners out there, that's what contract distilling is. You got Amy and Paige's recipe. They're taking their recipe. They go up to the Distillery of Modern Art, and they're using their kitchen or their still, and they're making their whiskey up there. So I wanted to give a good definition of what that really is. That's a distillery until they can make enough revenue, because the steel is, they're expensive.
They are.
If you don't think they are, call Vendome up. You watch the episode with Mike Sherman from Vendome and see what one of those steels will run you. They're pretty penny. It takes a lot of pennies to make a copper steel.
It does.
And we're not even making pennies no more. So, folks,
I know.
Exactly.
So there you go.
they're disappearing.
It is.
So where all can you get your whiskeys and your other products at? What state are you in, and can you get it online?
Yep.
We're in Texas, and of course we're in the state of Georgia. And then we have an online presence and platform. We can ship to 46 states, and we're very proud. So far, we have shipped to 36 states. That's a huge accomplishment for us, I would say. And then, of course, at DOMA, we have pop-up events at DOMA, and you can purchase there as well.
So a lot of people get confused by that, about shipping to other states, but walk me through it, how it works for a consumer. Do they just go on your website and that's how they order, and they don't see who's shipping it or anything like that?
Well, so it's a third-party platform. The federal mandate is that we cannot ship, like wineries can ship directly from the winery to you. Spirits, different story. So anything that's in the spirit world, gin, vodka, whiskey, whatever, it has to go through a third-party platform. So when you go to our website, we have merged our technology with Bottle Nexus, which is they run our engine. And so when you order, it will go in your cart. When you check out, it will say, this order will be fulfilled by Longhorn, Texas. And you know those stores. Longhorn, we love Longhorn. Shout out to them. They've been good to us. And so our bottles leave Georgia on a truck, go to Texas, Longhorn, sit there until everybody orders it, and then they fulfill the order. So that's how the online platform works. It's not coming from this farm. A lot of people are like, hey, I'll just swing by and pick up a bottle if you don't mind. I'm like, oh, I do mind. It'd get me in trouble. I can't do it. Nope. Ship it. It'll ship from online.
But you are going to get there at one point.
Yes.
You got to crawl, walk, run, right?
Yeah. So we have a DSP, and it is planted right here on our farm. We have our federal permit for here. We have our state permit for here, and we're waiting on being zoned into the city. And so once that happens, we will have that barn out there as an agritourism, bourbon tourism. We will have a small still there, but we will always contract distill at DOMA because of, you saw their still. I mean, it's like you said, it's a pretty penny, and they can make, however many barrels you need in a week's time period, where a little 100-gallon it'd take all week to make one barrel, So, but we will have a still here, and Matt will come down as we're learning to distill as well, because we are in that learning curve. And then we'll have Sunday at the still where you can come out and visit with us and then buy our products, sit out by the fire. We love building fires. We love for people to hang out with us and really hear our story, but get to know them. I want to know your story as much as you want to know my story. I want to know why you wanted to come see us and what's your story. And you'd be surprised at how many people just sit here in this space and they just need a safe space to just say, man, it's been a hard year. It's been a hard year, and you opened your doors to us, and thank you. And that's what life's all about. It's not what you do in your life. It's who you do it with and the journey that you're on with. So that's what we're looking forward to, is visitors coming here and seeing us, and really us getting to know them. We're farmers. Not a lot you can learn about us, but we really want to know them.
I think there's a lot you can learn about a farmer. The old calloused hands and look at their boots. To me, that tells a lot about a person, what kind of blue jeans they wear, and how they carry themselves. Do they shake your hand? Do they say yes, ma'am, or no, sir? And there's a lot to be said about a farmer and the way they live, and that's kind of where I've threaded my ethics and values from. So, where can our listeners find you guys on social media?
Doc Brown. Sorry about that. Doc Brown Spirits. It's Doc Brown Spirits on Instagram. It's Doc Brown Farm and Distillers on Facebook. We have a YouTube platform, and we have a TikTok. And we have an amazing team.
You got Paige out there dancing around on TikTok?
We do.
Oh,
you saw that. You saw it.
Goodness.
I know.
The things that we do.
You got those Lucchese boots?
I know. I love my Lucchese's now.
Shoes out
Shout
there.
out to Lucchese.
Yeah. Oh, we'll take
Lucchese
a pair.
girl.
I'd take sponsorship from them.
There you go.
I need some new boots for sure.
We need some too, but our
love
team, Sailor, Callie, they are an amazing social media team, and they really try to get who we are and the message, the heart of Doc Brown Farm. The heart of Doc Brown Farm and Distillers, Doc Brown Spirits, is the farm. And they love to put that out there. And we're transparent. Listen, I tell them all the time, when we have a bad day, we're going to let you know about it. When we have a flat tire, we go out and the dang tractor won't crank, dead battery, which, hell, that seems to happen now all the time. Or, a windstorm comes in and our corn that was standing up beautiful and tall is kind of...
Or the rye.
A windstorm hits it, and we try to be transparent because we're not fake book. We are not. We are real people who have real challenges with real weather, insects, whatevers, and we want people to see that because that's what goes into this.
Yeah.
The good days and the tough days are in this bottle, and we want to show you those tough days. So
Well, I love it. So I noticed listeners, I set some bottles up here in a coffee cup and a bottle of honey.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us all what's right there?
Yeah. So you're so gracious to give away and people watch your show. So we've got our barrel aged hot honey. It's the same thing that was in that hot honey whiskey, but it's minus whiskey. It is our honey with 11 peppers that we put in an empty barrel, and we aged it for about 60 days and then poured it out and bottled it. You will get pepper flakes, and you'll get a little char flake in that bottle of honey. Put it on pizza, what's it called? Nashville hot chicken.
It's delicious.
Makes a great barbecue base to make a barbecue sauce or a rib rub or pork butt rub or something. Then we've got you a bottle of our Southern Ember that you and I tasted. That is the one that's finished with the pecan charred wood staves. A bottle of the coffee bourbon cream, and then a coffee mug, because everybody needs a coffee mug.
Well, you got to have something to put that bourbon cream in, some
That's
coffee. And that hot honey you can drizzle on ribs right at the end. Just right at the end. You don't need no more barbecue sauce or nothing like that. Just drizzle. I actually put honey on there first, put my dry rub on there, let it go for 3 hours, then wrap it 2 hours, unwrap it for an hour, and about the last 15 minutes, drizzle a little bit of honey on there. Lip smacking good. I'll tell you what. What an amazing giveaway. And this is how we're going to do this, listeners. Because we're in Georgia, I want you to put an emoji of a peach on there. It's on Instagram. You can find that emoji of a peach, and I'm sure you can find one on Facebook too. I want you to tag 4 friends, or as I always say, hell, tag 100 friends. Tell them about Doc Brown Farm and Distillery. Let's let the world know about this craft distillery right there. These 2 amazing ladies. And then I want you to share this post. Share it on Facebook. Share it on Instagram. Share it on your YouTube. Share it everywhere. Share it on TikTok. You won't be able to share the giveaway on TikTok because they'll delete it. They'll ban it. So, but share it everywhere you can. I'd really appreciate it. Share it on, I don't even know what it is these days, X. Share it on there. But share it. Tell people about this giveaway. And then I want you to follow Doc Brown Farm and Distillery on Instagram and on Facebook. And then obviously I want you to follow the Whiskey Trip. We're going to let this go for an entire week. Every post that you put on this, I'm going to put it out several times throughout the week. My niece, Kenzie, she'll make a pretty great little giveaway reel. But I'll be putting out reels all week for this. Put in for it all week on Monday evening at 6 Eastern Standard Time, because I'm in Georgia right now, or 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll announce the winner for the giveaway. You got to be 21 and you got to reside in the United States. I'd appreciate you putting in for it, helping these 2 ladies out, sell some whiskey.
That's right.
That's what it's all about. Giving back more than you take. And that's what the giveaways are always about. This is my last giveaway of the year before my major giveaway. So I really appreciate it. As always, make sure if you want to give to a great charity, Frontline Heroes Outdoors, it's a veteran organization, first responder organization that lets first responders and veterans get back into the outdoors. My niece Kenzie will put up a little tag right here for them that you can check out. I'd appreciate you giving to them. This is a giving time of year. I'd really appreciate helping my fellow veterans and our first responders like Paige here out.
Oh, thank you.
I know some nurses don't feel like they're a first responder, but I think you are.
Well, thank you.
You're
I
on the front
appreciate that.
lines.
I am.
Any last words, ladies, for the listeners out there?
I just want to thank you. Thank you for the call. Thank you for the time. It's been great with your family here, and this is it's what fuels our tank, is to let other people know what we're doing.
We're going to try to sell some whiskey for sure.
We'd love to come see us. We'd love to spend time with you. Come see the farm. Come see the farm equipment. We can ride around on some tractors, whatever you want to do. Just come be with us.
If you got some smoked bacon, I'm coming back.
I'll smoke you some bacon.
I might
egg.
I might even bring some pork with me. I mean, we got plenty of pigs in Texas, so you never can tell when old Big Chief comes your way.
Bring
well,
it
ladies, once again, thank you for taking this ride on a whiskey trip. Invite me into your home, sharing your whiskey with me and my listeners. I can't say thank you enough. This is what the whiskey trip is all about: is bringing you great content with great distillers. listeners, you know where you can find old Big Chief. You can find me at The Whiskey Trip on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and now YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're watching right now. That's very important. My goal for 2026 is to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I want to get there. I don't want to buy followers. I'm trying to grow my Instagram and my YouTube this year. That's two of my great goals and stuff. I know I'm going to roll around over 500 episodes, and I got to think of my 500th episode this year coming up in 2026. So make sure you're checking that out. Make sure you check out my last episode of the year with old Little Feather next week. You don't want to miss this episode. I'm going to announce my bourbon of the year and my distillery of the year, and we're going to have one amazing giveaway.
Oh, wow.
And I might get old Little Feather to sing a little bit on there. I don't know if he will. I don't know if he'll do it again. But we're going to have a great episode. As always, if you're watching me, make sure you watch The Bourbon Life or listen to The Bourbon Life on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify and Amazon. Make sure you leave us that 5-star review and write some comments on Apple Podcasts. Those comments, that 5-star review, it opens up doors to distilleries like Doc Brown Farm and Distillery and gets great guests on my show like Amy and Paige here. And then you can take those comments and put them over on my Facebook page. I'd really appreciate that. I went over 100 reviews. That was one of my goals for 2025. I reached that goal.
Awesome.
I can't thank you enough for all the amazing reviews, all the great comments. It really does warm my heart. One last thing, if you want to help the whiskey trip out, besides telling me about distilleries in your backyard that you want me to interview, go to thewhiskeytrip.com and order some of my merch. One of my challenge coins. There's only 3 ways you're going to get one of those challenge coins. Either I stick it in your hand, you win one on a giveaway, or you buy one off of my website. My Bourbon Bullshitter t-shirt, you know you want to rock one of those, or you got a whiskey drinker in your life that doesn't take himself seriously, you buy one of those, or one of my Whiskey Trip caps, or one of my glasses. These rocks glasses are, I call them Big Chief size. You want to hold one of these in your hand. I look forward to a healthy 2026.
Yes.
Have a Merry Christmas. This is old Big Chief, and thanks for taking this ride with me, baby.